A little over a month ago, I completed the AI for Everybody course, and I will tell you, if looking back, I'd say it's worth it. I'm actually making this video in a format to send it to a friend who didn't ask for it, but just thought it would be cool to make it into a video and maybe other people would also benefit from it. Before I go into details, I can already tell you, I found it worthwhile, okay? I think it's worth it. I think anybody with interest in the field should do it. It is literally made for everybody, for people of all skill level. That's the idea of it. I also got the fancy certificate that they give at the end. I did pay for it. Okay. It hasn't given me any measurable outcomes yet. I don't expect it to, but it's there, you know. So I was the one who paid for a course that is actually free. You just need to pay for the certificate and to do the quizzes in between. A little bit about my situation. So over the years, probably same as you, I've been just experimenting with different AI tools, watching podcasts about it, and I had these gaps of knowledge. I was either watching a video which explains what the acronym LLM means, or I was watching a video that compares which model you should use the API key from for your specific machine learning project. Well, I had let's just say a limited understanding of how it actually works and why it even matters. It was either of these ends, and I was like fooling myself that I know something about it. And this course reminded me that there is value in structured education, that you can't just learn everything on YouTube. I mean, there's information available out there, but it's going to lead to some gaps. All right, this course was very structured. Each video built upon the ideas that the prior video was covering. And I'm sure you'll find it much more useful to watch this 6 to 10 hour course. Like, depends on how much time you spend watching it, rewinding it when you don't understand an idea, than watching 10 different YouTube videos talking about similar topics and trying to make it structured for yourself that way. Like, I think you can understand, right? I think you can understand why. It just seems like a better idea. Here, I'm going to open the curriculum, all right? You can see it's 35 different videos. It was incredible for me to watch while commuting to work. In total, it was 7 hours of video content, all right? So something like I described. Here, I'll just read it out loud, but it's for people who are non-technical business professionals, such as myself. I come from a commercial background. I have some intuition on how these things may work, but it was not necessary at all. Okay, it's just built from scratch here. And this course is meant to help understand how to build a sustainable AI strategy. And here we can see some of the contents, right? So it's in total a 4-week course, which in reality is 3 weeks, because the first one was just reading materials, as you can see, 6 minutes of reading. I think you can do that in less than a week, okay? But week 2 is where it gets, well, where it starts. It also gets interesting there, sure, but that's where it starts. And then together in the 3rd, 4th week, it gives a thought process of how to build an AI project, what is feasible, what isn't, just kind of some rules of thumb, some intuition. The favorite one I like is, if there's something that can be done in a second, you may be able to build an AI project which automates it. And I'm not going to spoil it. He goes into much more detail here. And by he, I mean Andrew. He is one of the leading teachers. He is the leading teacher in the world on how to use. He's the leading teacher of machine learning and AI. He's the leading AI teacher. He's probably the best, or one of the best. He's the leading teacher. I've actually spoken with senior machine learning engineers, and they're saying that he's the leading instructor in the space, in the AI space, that just teaches the foundations of AI and how to use it, and has been playing a role for many recent technical engineers that come to the field. And then in the week 3, this was very useful, where it demystified many of the buzzwords that I'm used to hearing. I really enjoyed, for example, the roles of an AI team, which goes into what is often referred to as a data scientist, as a machine learning engineer, what's a machine learning scientist, an applied machine learning scientist, and just gives like a realistic scope of how large teams actually are working on each specific AI project within, for example, computer vision for self-driving cars, how there's different teams that detect cars, different teams that control the car based on what the computer vision detects. There's a different team that measures the speed of which the objects around you are moving. It's pretty crazy, okay? It was something that I wasn't fully aware of, as in how each of these roles have a part in each of these functions. And in week 4, it described more of the limitations AI currently has, why these limitations should be taken seriously. That's something I really appreciated it. So I was surprised of how much Andrew was able to squeeze in these 7 hours. It all felt very, very well put together. Everything followed a logical flow. I really enjoyed it. Now I'll rate different aspects 1 to 5 of the course. Starting with content quality, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. What was really refreshing is that it didn't have fancy, crazy edits, it wasn't a fast-paced presentation. It was very relaxing. In a time where all the media we see on social media is fast-paced, or most of it, this really slows down, and it was very soothing. It was a simple PowerPoint presentation where he did draw some things. It was very limited design, and for this kind of course, that was perfect. All right, so I still don't give it 5 out of 5 in case there's some people who need the content that they watch to be super engaging, entertaining. This was very practical. Instructor delivery, 5 out of 5. Even when Andrew starts talking about abstract, complex topics, I guess his tone of voice and his delivery makes it at least feel very tangible. And I've also since gone on to other courses of his that still remains, and it's very enjoyable. In terms of beginner friendliness, 5 out of 5. I mean, most business professionals these days have some technical knowledge and intuition and understanding, which this builds on, how computers work, GPUs, CPUs. Assuming you're watching this video and even looking for a course like this, as I imagine, this is not going to be an issue for you either. In terms of usefulness and practical impact, also definitely 5 out of 5. These 7 hours that you're going to be watching the videos, definitely worth it. It gave me intuition on how all of this works. And after the course, I can decide by myself how deep in the rabbit hole do I want to go in understanding the subject. Can't really imagine many instances where I wouldn't recommend this unless you already know all of this, in which case you would probably not even consider a course that's called AI for Everybody. You would be doing something completely different. We're talking about real world examples. This is definitely 5 out of 5. There was a case study almost after every principle that just helps tie everything together and understand that what he's talking about here is actually used in the AI projects that we interact with on a daily basis. And there's these niche businesses that have also built their competitive advantage of implementing this technology and how they did it. The examples just were inspiring. Honestly, I didn't expect it to be as inspiring as it was for me, but the presentation was very useful, very helpful. Yeah, just 5 out of 5 stars. These examples definitely will make you think on how you could use AI in whatever field you're working in. And if we talk about price, it's free. I don't know what to tell you. You can pay if you want the certificate. That's completely your choice. But if you're in it just for the knowledge and don't care about any certificates or anything like that, I mean, let me just tell you this. It's free, it's worth your time, it's valuable, you're gonna get something out of it. The price is incredible, it's amazing. It's just me who decided to pay a $30 per month subscription to complete the quizzes, to then get the certificate. And I still have it 2 months later, because after this course, I was motivated to continue on my learning path. And the only thing that I was sad about is that I didn't watch it earlier, because it inspired me to do a concentrated, directed training. And now I started to do the deep learning course also offered by Deep Learning AI, the same provider, the same website, which is a much more advanced, much more in-depth course that's technical. But in that one, it just went straight to the point, it got very technical very quickly. And this course, I was happy that I did first, because I have a high level overview of why all the technicalities matter. And I also feel pretty good about myself, because I can now use words like artificial intelligence, machine learning, neural networks, deep learning, and I actually know what they mean. And that's a big flex. These days, that's a big flex, I'd say. If you found this video valuable, please leave a like, because that will make sure that more people are able to demystify what AI actually is. You should watch this video next, because the YouTube's AI algorithm thinks you're gonna enjoy it. Maybe even subscribe. Wouldn't hurt, right?